Stories to listen to at night.
I don't usually do these things online because most people's stories are different from mine. At least that's what I've been told. So here's my story from when I was just a kid. You see, I was one of the cuter and probably the most gentle of the children in preschool, mostly due to the fact I had not a mean bone in my body, and I looked up to the adults in the room as if they were my caretakers. So you could imagine how it would feel when one day you're taken from the school grounds. It was any other day until about lunchtime, when my parents were supposed to pick me up. The teacher's aide, who I can't remember the name of, came up to me and asked if I needed to be driven home. Because she was the teacher's aide, I thought she had my best interest, and I said yes. When she drove me to what I assumed was my house, as a kid I didn't really pay attention to the outside and the landmarks. I was busy doing nothing in the back seat, fiddling around with toys and whatever was in the back, so yeah. Anyway, we got to what I assumed was my home. I walked down the driveway and then noticed that, well, the house I was at was not my house. She told me that I could go in. At first, because I was so little, I thought nothing of it. But there was something nagging at me in the back of my mind, telling me that this was a bad idea. So I did what I thought was right and said, "I want my mommy and daddy." She assured me that they were here, but I couldn't see their car. But most importantly, I couldn't hear anyone. There was no one around us. Almost as if the little suburban town that I lived in was cut off from this isolated little area. I continued to plead with her that I wanted my mommy and daddy. No such luck. She simply held my arm and began dragging me into the house. Every 5 seconds, I began to squint and try and force the tears out, hoping that this would cause her to become sentimental towards my plight. It didn't work. Eventually, I hit the inside of her house with a thud. I looked up, and there was another girl there. She was dressed in a sweater and looked down, cupping her face. I said, "Oh my God, why did you bring him here?" I didn't really pay attention at this point. I just started bawling. And from what I can remember, I was returned to my parents shortly afterward. I think my parents told me at one point that these two girls, or at least the teacher's assistant, was a little obsessive over me, and I guess she wanted to kidnap me. It still haunts me to this day that this could have happened, but nonetheless, it's still odd.